Okay. Oh, everything's perfect.
Everything's perfect.
When it's snowing.
Yeah. On the slopes. It is delicious.
Oh, yes.
When I notice I lose focus, I just realign. I'm on my grind.
Hi.
Hey,
Hey, how are you?
I'm so good.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I had such a good, we'll dive into it, but I had such a good weekend, a good trip in my hometown.
It looked like it. It looked like you guys were having fun.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm good, although I did just get ignored for like 5 days while you
Okay.
for real. I was like, if I send you one more funny meme that you do not even acknowledge.
Well, it was just a little out of my norm. Usually I do just hang on every meme that we send each other. And of the two of us, I feel like I probably send you. I'm always like, send.
You're more like consistent with it, but then when I start, I'm like, here's 20.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting
Clear
there
your calendar. Check out these memes.
on my couch, like having a good time by myself.
Because the problem is when someone sends a meme that's funny, then Instagram keeps populating other things that are like that. And I just go down the rabbit hole. And then once I've done that for at least 10 minutes, I look at the next meme you sent and repeat. So it's a whole process. So I just didn't have the time this weekend, but I'm glad to be back.
Well, welcome back.
to the
I'm
regular
so
schedule.
glad. I'm glad you had so much fun at home.
Yeah. How you had a good weekend?
Oh, I was like, I did?
I think.
No, I did. I don't know what day it is. I did. I went to Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, at the Sphere.
At the Sphere. The Sphere is insane.
Honestly, like, I was more of an NSYNC guy than Backstreet Boy guy.
Same.
Even though I appreciate the Backstreet Boys, I was like, I'll take NSYNC. But seeing what makes their concert look really cool, not only that they're iconic, but just that venue looks unreal.
I will first, yes, the venue is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I will give it to them when you stop and realize like these guys are in their 50s and they're still doing it and they still sound good.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure they had backup tracks on, but they were singing. You could tell that they were singing. And I was like, this is impressive. Like they're doing it, man. Like they're up there, they're doing the dance moves. Like I remember, God, what was it? Like 8 years ago, I went and saw NKOTB when they first came back out. And I was like, oh boys.
I don't even know who NKOTB
New Kids
are.
on the Block.
Oh.
But they started that. And I was like, y'all needed a few more rehearsals. Like
You're a little more.
I was like, I can't sing, but
some one-on-ones.
but we're not quite where we used to be. But they were great. We actually met Kevin from the Backstreet Boys at... I'm choking on that oatmeal bar I just ate. It's fine. Everything's perfect. Okay, here's what's funny. So we flew JSX. It's like semi-private flying. Not really, but sort of. So I get to the airport first. I'm waiting for my girlfriend Natalie to get there. And I sit down. It's packed because flights were delayed from weather. So I kind of sit at this table where other people are sitting, and there's this girl behind me, and I definitely recognize her. I'm like, I know this girl, but I don't know from where, so I don't want to say anything. I'm so glad I didn't, because I should have known who it was. Finally, my friend Natalie gets there. She walks up, and I get a text from her, and I was like, you're texting me? And she's like, and I open it, and I start reading it like a dumbass out loud, and I was like, did you know Paris Jackson? Michael Jackson's daughter was sitting like this close behind me.
Oh my God.
And I was like, so glad I didn't say, do I know you?
That's wild.
But then there's other people. There's like this mom and 3 little kids at the table too. And this guy walks up, super tall, skinny, crazy hair, like long, very much looks like he is out of the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
And my girlfriend Natalie looks at me again and she's like, I'm like, huh? She's like, it's a Backstreet Boy. I was like, what? I'm like, no, why would they be here? I was like, they would fly private. I was like, the show's in like 4 hours. She's like, Autumn, it's a Backstreet Boy. And I'm like you. NSYNC, I know all of them. Mm-hmm. I know all their names. I could tell you all about them. But while I know the Backstreet Boys music, I didn't necessarily like know each one individually.
Yeah.
So I Google it, and sure as shit, it was Kevin.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I am in this phase, you're going to be very proud of your friend, where I am like, screw it. I'm just going to ask. Like, I'm just going to ask for the photo. Like the worst that he could say is no, who cares? Like I've had to say no to people before, but I've also said yes to so many people.
Right.
And he talked to the woman at our table and I was like, that must be another one of the guy's wives. Sure enough, it was. I think it was AJ's wife and kids. But Kevin then goes kind of like this other area. And I was like, I'm just going to go ask him for a photo. I was like, we cannot be on our way to see the Backstreet Boys and a Backstreet Boy is 5 seconds away from us on our flight.
That is wild.
And I'm not going to ask him for the photo.
Right.
And he was super nice. Like I asked him, he was like, yeah, we were like, thank you for doing this for the fans. It's great.
Did you tell him I'm on my way to see you?
Yeah, we're on our way. And we were worried because we were delayed an hour. And I was like, well, the show can't start without Kevin. So I think we're fine.
You're like, should we split an Uber when we get there? Or
like, how do you want to do that?
Same place.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Right?
That's really like such a small world. I think it's so wild. Like my dad, for example, when he travels, like for example, if he would come here, he would not go home the day before he has to be back to work. He wants a day buffer in between to rest and relax. And I'm like, these people performing are just popping up. They're just showing up an hour before their show. It's crazy. All right.
This is good.
It is.
You guys, we're tasting one of the formulations from my beverage line. I've tried a couple. We can't say what flavor this is, but I like it.
Oh, the flavors are secret.
I haven't said what the flavors are because I don't want to get knocked off. If it takes me a little longer to get it out there.
Very good.
Doesn't it taste almost like
Honestly,
a gummy
I
candy?
forget what the flavor is because we peeled off the label. I remember part of it. Okay.
But
it tastes really...
Doesn't it almost taste like Jell-O? It almost tastes like liquid Jell-O.
Tastes like a cocktail I've had a time or two to me.
Perfect.
and I've had it more than once because it's really good. It is delicious.
Okay.
This is fun.
3 out of 6.
I've never had a friend kicking off a brand new empire before, and I've got to be a part of the taste test of it.
I love it. I'm so excited.
That's great.
Oh, yes.
That's real good. I can't wait for people to be able to try it.
I know. I have some ideas in terms because I've had actually a couple people email us now at Everything's Perfect and ask about possible investment opportunities. So I think that's really cool. There's also a way I was talking with the guy that I work with that is helping me with it, where he was saying like, technically I could do like a GoFundMe.
Oh yeah, but you should honestly.
But where I would probably maybe the way I would try to do it, I don't know, got to look into it more, is like I would do like limited supply order, and essentially your GoFundMe would buy like, it's for $25 you'll get a sample 6-pack or for X amount of dollars you could get a case or whatever. I don't know. I'd have to do the math on everything. So essentially people would be able to get it, start trying it, but it would also like they would sort of be investing in helping me get it off the ground.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
That's so cool. I can't wait.
Yeah. Yes, the sphere was awesome. I'll tell you more about it, but I kind of want to hear about all the things you did back home.
Oh my God. So if you guys missed past episodes, or I'm from Dayton, Ohio.
I'm sorry. I have to tell you one thing.
Oh, what?
I don't think we fully announced whether or not, like what, if you quit your job or not.
Oh.
People have been messaging us asking if you have quit your job or not.
I did. So on a technicality, I'm still employed, but totally off the schedule. And they were like, it's kind of nice. Well, actually, this is cool because they, like, my manager messaged me a couple of weeks ago now and was like, if you ever want to work a celebrity shift where you just pop in, let us know. We'd love to have you. And that was really good. And if there's been a couple opportunities that I could work, but I was actually talking to Nell and he's like, do you remember how you felt when you were there? And I was like, shit, you got a real good point.
Yeah.
Like, why would I do that? I was not happy. So yeah, I quit, and I'm still like in very good relationship, and just exactly, I feel so free. And that part of the reason I could go home last weekend, it was literally less than a week out. I bought my ticket and decided to take the trip, was because I had that freedom in my schedule. So I quit and I'm so thankful and it's going great.
Okay, good. Now tell us about home.
So, you know, all my immediate family have moved out of Ohio, like my brothers and their families and my mom and dad, but my grandfather and aunts and uncles and cousins, and also a lot of my friends I grew up with, I lived in Ohio until I was 27, were there. So it was really cool visiting. And also it was really cool because, excuse me, when I was in Ohio, the latest podcast that released was the one of my coming out story. Right. And I was just getting so many messages from people that meant so much to me of like what awesome. My story meant to them. A lot of them were sharing their personal stories, and it felt really cool because I was at the location of all of those people that I was in the closet around, and they were a big part of my coming out story.
And you were there with Nell.
And I was there with Nell. Exactly. So it's like a whole nother
full circle, like
right.
out and open and in a loving relationship.
Yeah, free and amazing about it. So and the whole trip was awesome. We stayed at a new hotel opened. Dayton has this old building called the Arcade, and it's this really cool event space. I was like, bitch, Autumn and I need to come here and do an event just because it's so pretty. Like,
yes, please.
Like, let's make it happen. And the hotel's connected to this historical landmark. And it was really awesome staying there and centrally located for me to see all kinds of people. There were all kinds of new restaurants and bars, but also some places that I went to back in the day that I visited. But a funny story, just laying the groundwork. So my uncle, Greg, he's like a macho guy. He's like Mom's the guy brother. That you did not fuck with when he was growing up, when they were in high school. Yeah. Like he was always, now I think he's 67 or 68. Okay. But he's just always been a tough guy. And several weeks, I think, after I came out to my mom years ago, word got to him and he sent me a text. And I think it was the first text he ever sent me in my life that was just that he loved me. Aww. And he wanted me to know that. And it meant so much. So anyways, last time I was in town a year ago, they had Nell and I over with their whole family, like their kids who are my cousins and stuff like that, and had a whole food spread and everything. It was so much fun. So this time we got dinner at a restaurant I used to work at. And when I got there,
not the haunted one.
No, not that one's torn down. Oh, okay. So the ghosts are flying free.
Perfect.
But my aunt was like, oh, we're going out after this. And I was like, okay. So we went to this place called Tender Mercy that was really cool. And I had some other friends show up, and those friends were like, we're going to go to the gay bars. So I was like, I don't know. And my uncle was like, I'll go. He was like, we can go. That's fine. And I was like, well, just so you know, I don't know how it's going to be. Like, if I brought someone to the gay bars in LA, I know what night to go. I know what it'll be like. Right. So if you're bringing like in my mind, my macho, almost 70-year-old uncle, who's still a tough guy. And then, I just was like, I don't know what to expect. So we go to the gay bar and we find out it's a drag show. I was like, oh, that can be fun for everyone. So I got us a line of chairs up at the front. I got some change and got a bunch of ones for everyone to tip the drag queens. Because, drag shows are like good fun.
Good fun.
And so the drag queen came out and performed, and then
oh no, your laugh kills me.
I was like, okay, waiting for the next drag queen. And they announced, and this guy comes out and starts taking his clothes off. And the drag queen was the host, but the whole show was a male review, like stripper show. And when I tell you, it was like no shade, but it was just not the show I would have ever wanted to. Exactly. It was a Dayton, Ohio male review. Like, the guy came up to me, it was like, where do you dance? I was like, what? He said, you look like a stripper. So does he. And pointed to Nell.
You're like,
and I was like,
in our bedroom.
Thank you, but I'm actually not. He's like, sorry, my Addie's wearing off. I was like, okay. Anyways, my poor,
oh my God,
like 67-year-old macho uncle supporting me, always has, coming to the gay bar, and I sit him front row at what turns out to be a male strip club, just shaking ass, like little, like when I tell you,
man, and it's not like good ass. It's not like Abby ass.
No, it's not. It was messy. His messy ass. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I
should have
swear
told
to
them I have
God.
a program for that.
I was like, I swear to turn to my uncle. I was like, I swear to God, I had no idea. I would have never brought you here. He was like, I just won't look. It's like, if they don't mess with me, it's all good. I mean, he was so I was just reminded about all the love and my family and support that I have. And literally like my uncle hanging out with us till almost 1 a.m.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really, really fun. It was an awesome trip.
I'm so glad you guys had so much fun. I was watching along. I had a little FOMO.
Yeah. You have to come next time. We'll do an Ohio tour. So you come with me to mine.
And then we'll go to Cleveland to see mine.
Because I've actually never been to Cedar Point, and I would like to take a Cedar Point trip anyways.
Oh, I don't want to go to see.
Why not? Oh my God. Cedar Point's an iconic theme park.
Because the roller coasters are like some of the biggest in the world. Your girl can't handle it anymore. Did you see the reel I shared in my stories of Kevin Hart and Jimmy Fallon on the roller coaster?
No.
Oh my God, it's so good. I'm gonna play it for you right now. It's too good. But I don't want to go to Cedar Point. No, I would go, but I don't know how many of the rides I would be able to do.
I had a dream.
I literally fear I will like have a stroke on the ride. I'm not kidding you.
You know what's so funny about this? I just remembered last night I had a dream that I was on a roller coaster, and it was this crazy, scary roller coaster. And I was like terrified the whole time. And I'm like, I don't know. I can't imagine how it's been sounding. Yeah. I'm like, what's happening in my real life to give me these dreams? And there was in my dream, there's this part where the track was broken and we just flew off of it. And then it was like we landed on the ground and someone turned to me and said, yeah, they want you to think that it's broken. And I was like, so anyway,
I want to analyze that.
I was like, if anyone can psychoanalyze that who's listening, hit me up. Let me know what's
So that means
wrong
you're
with
jumping
me.
off and you think that like you're not sure if you're going to land safe, but really your destiny is already there and your landing's going to be good and you're going to keep going.
Oh, I'll take it.
Why not? I'm qualified.
That's all the explanation I need.
Speaking of flying, when we were at the Sphere, first of all, I paid good money for these tickets. Let me tell you, they were not cheap. Okay. And I mean, it's the Sphere. So you're literally surrounded by like 360, like it's IMAX essentially.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So fine. You're going to have good seats, but like we were in the 400s. I didn't realize that mean I'd be sitting on the top of the Sphere.
It is wild.
And me and heights are not great. Hence the roller coaster sitch. So we go in and you have to take 4 escalators to get up. And by the time we get on the 3rd, I'm looking at my girlfriend and I'm already having a problem. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to look at the like little steps. I can't look over the edge because this is freaking me out. So then we got to go up the 4th one. Fine. We walk in, like, you walk through the curtain to go to your seats. And I was like,
oh my gosh.
You are at the top. And it feels like all you're going to do is like topple forward. I'm like, people better not stand up here. Like, do not get crazy.
Sit down.
Like, literally, I was about to be that person. Like, sit your ass down. Then all the graphics start. So you feel like you're in it. And it looks like you're in outer space and things are flying. And I was like, oh, Jesus, take the wheel. We are dying right now. It took a good 20 minutes. I will say that. I was like, are there warnings all over this place? Because I didn't see any. There should be some seizure warnings. And my girlfriend was like, yeah, there are. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't see them. Then once you kind of settle in, you're like, okay. And once it goes dark, I'm like, okay, I can't quite tell the difference in the height level. Also, when I stood, I made sure my ass was against that chair the whole time. I was like...
It looks iconic. I mean, it looks like someplace otherworldly to be at.
We keep talking about my birthday, and I really just think, like, I know you guys don't want to go to Pipple. Fine. But I think, first of all, the Fountain was beautiful. It's brand new in Vegas. It's a non-smoking casino.
Okay.
So much fun. Good
I'll just go
rest.
outside for my smoke breaks. I'm just kidding.
I'm just saying because sometimes like when you stay at the hotels and it's like all smoky, it's like so
all
gross.
Your clothes smell like it. Your
feel
eyes
like
burn.
shit. Yeah,
100%.
No, it was great, and they have a really nice pool. But we could go. They have other things playing at the Sphere. Like I think the Wizard of Oz has started. Like I just think a day or two in Vegas could be so. 2 is max. I can't do more than 48 hours in Vegas, but it could be really fun.
I think so.
and I want you to see the sphere. It was so cool.
Okay. I'm down.
It's Vegas, baby.
I know. While you were talking, I was like, oh, we were going to see Wizard of Oz.
I know. So we could still go and see Wizard of Oz, and maybe we just do something else, like a Cirque show or something.
Yeah.
And we can see who else is there.
Yeah, there's all kinds of
I think Janet
shows
Jackson
popping up.
is there.
I'd be down for that. Is Kelly Clarkson still there? I'm a big Kelly fan.
No, because her ex-husband just died. And so
right.
even her regular TV show, she just took a break from.
Yeah. You know,
So,
that's, yeah.
But in other news, do you remember me telling you I went and got my brain scanned?
Yes.
So I got my results back. I finally talked with the doctor the other day. Fascinating. First of all, again, this is the type of care that I feel like people should have. I was saying this, I did an Instagram story about it the other day, but I was saying so often you look at somebody and they're a certain way and you just think that's their personality and they can change and why are you being this way? And you don't stop to think their brain might just be wired in a way that that's not you're just being an ass, or you can control this, or you shouldn't feel that type of way. Mm-hmm. So when we were looking at it, so they do a couple things. You do two different tests, on a computer. One's like
image tests.
Well, the first thing you're doing on the computer, you're actually doing a game test because they want to see your reaction speed and how many things you get right, focus. Mm-hmm. And they'll do it when you're relaxed and they'll do it when you're stimulated. Under quote unquote stress. And then they have
so how'd they get you relaxed?
Let me tell you, I did it at the worst time ever because it was literally 3 days after I got broken up with. And I was like,
I don't know. I didn't really know this is going to work on me.
When I scheduled this test, I really didn't anticipate this, this thing. But no, she actually told me that it's what they're looking at. There could be minor shifts day to day, but this is how your brain is wired to work. And you don't have caffeine or anything before you take the test. And then the other one they have you do is it's more like facial, they'll show you a bunch of different faces and they have different emotions on them, but you have to identify what emotion it is. And then they'll have you do a test where it's how focused can you stay doing a tedious, dumb task? So they're checking all these different ways that your brain is working essentially. Mm-hmm. And then they scan it. Then they actually put you in almost like an MRI tube and they do imaging of it. And they're looking to see how brain blood flows to the outer brain and the inner brain and the health of your brain, which I think again is so cool to know. And they could tell if your brain has had trauma to it, injury. So long and short, she was actually super impressed with how healthy my brain is. She was in fact, your image, because they'll pull up a sort of a healthy one to compare it against for a woman my age. Mm-hmm. And she's like, yours is actually healthier than the healthy one we use. And she's like, I look at a lot of these every day and this is incredibly healthy. And I was like, okay, well, so that's good. Then there was this one top part, the top where it looks like it's this tiny little hole. It's not really a hole, but it's a tiny little thing where there's less blood flow. She's like, so that would be a trauma to your brain. And I was like, yeah, there was 2 car accidents I was in high school. One, I was with my grandma and somebody ran a red light and T-boned us. So whiplash. And another one was with my girlfriend when I was 16. She made a left too soon and somebody T-boned us. So whiplash again. And then when I was in college, when I was dancing, we were doing this dance and there was these long wooden sticks and people would hold them and we would grab them and have to swing and do a trick. And I did it. And when I jumped and did my swing under, the one girl accidentally lost her grip and I fell on the back of my head. So I've had 3 sort of major traumas. So they could tell and that it's just a little less blood flow. She's like, there's a couple supplements you could take that'll improve this. They could see to my temporal lobes that there was a little less blood flow. They could see, she was like, okay, because when they look at your inside of your brain, they're looking for balance in blood flow. So there's certain things that should be lit up. There's certain things that really shouldn't be. They could tell, she's like, you're a glass half empty person. She's like, this part of your brain, you're wired. Your brain is ready to respond, ready to react. You are waiting for the other shoe to drop. Mm-hmm. And she's like, they could tell that I had post-traumatic stress from childhood, emotional. That's what they could see lighting up in my brain.
Wow.
And it's not like they're asking you questions. This is not them psychoanalyzing you. This is going, we see what's active in your brain, and this part of your brain means that. But they could also see that this one other part had like more blood flow to it than what they would expect in an adult. Usually it's more blood flow like that for a kid. And they said, she's like, you're really self-motivated even in stressful times, aren't you? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, you're more stimulated in that part of your brain. And I was thinking about that in terms of like health and wellness. And, you know, so many people struggle, right? They ask like, how do you get motivated and how do you stay motivated? And for me, it's sometimes a harder question to answer because I'm like, you just do it. You're not always motivated. You just go. Like, you know, you need to do it for your health. And then, so when she said that, I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, so what if somebody else has less? Like, I have more, which means I'm already overstimulated for it. So what if somebody doesn't even have the base? Like, what if they have less? Then they're going to struggle more.
Totally.
But maybe if they knew that automatically, then maybe they would be able to go, okay, I already know, like, I'm understimulated. So it's not just like this, I don't care. That's how my brain is. So now I just really need to set up a routine around the fact that I need to get this workout in because my brain is not going to push me to do it.
I wonder if someone, like an experiment where someone did that brain scan, and then if someone went 3 months of a routine of working out and maybe a like whatever the thing is,
would you see a difference?
If there would be more blood, like if that part of their brain would read healthier once doing it, it'd be an interesting
anti-inflammatory diet, supplements. It would be really interesting to see. She also said like my processing speed, like the rate at which I take information in and process it, she's like, yours might be one of the highest I've ever seen. She's like, I've never seen it, which people always give me a hard time about at work. They're always like, you're so quick. You don't give anybody a chance to catch up to you. But in my mind, I'm like, what is like, fucking get on the same page. Yeah. Like, hello, did you have your caffeine for the day? Like, I haven't, but let's go. But again, I feel like that's valuable information for me to have. Cause then I can go, okay, Autumn, you need to cool your jets.
Yeah.
You need to give somebody a chance. Maybe it's not that they're not paying attention or they're not thinking through it. I just apparently take information in very quickly. That's interesting.
It really is so true. Like a lot of things you said, I found interesting. My aunt in Ohio, and she's actually the first, her and my uncle, Kathy and Kat and Jim, they're the first people I saw when we got there. We went straight from the airport to dinner with them. But she's a naturopath, and she had years ago, she got this machine that, like this foot machine where you put your feet in this bucket of water, I guess, not bucket, but whatever the thing would be called. And there's the machine in it, and you put a certain amount of salt in it, and then you run it, and it's supposed to pull parasites and toxins out of the sole of your feet. But what's interesting is, so I did that, and it was disgusting. It looked like vomit, like thick. You can literally see little parasites in it. But there's a sheet that comes with it. And she bought this at a trade show that I was with her at, for Frownies, actually. And based on the color and like the thickness and how it looks, says where you're mostly detoxing from. And mine was my gallbladder, which is interesting. So I was like, okay, but there's a lot of like people who would say, whatever, that's just people making shit up.
I've known many people to do this.
Well, and so she also got him, and this is years ago, and I know very limited about it, but just to your point, she got a machine called the quantum physics machine. And it's something, I think we put stuff around our wrist and around our head, and it hooks you up to this machine and does its thing. And it does a full body scan and, can tell you parts of your body that are not at the frequency that they're supposed to be most healthy. And this machine came back, and the machine, totally separate from the other one of my top 2 was my gallbladder. And I was like, that's more than a coincidence.
Yeah.
And when she put my grandmother on that, because the machine would come back, it's been so many years. I should call her after this and like have a follow-up about this. But my grandmother, before she passed, went on it. And my grandmother passed right when 80 Day Obsession released. So this is almost like 10 years ago. And there were 2 really traumatic. The machine will give you estimated dates of trauma of when the parts of your bodies like were thrown out of whack and
we gotta
stopped
go to
producing
Dayton.
right? And my grandmother's dates, one of them was when I had a cousin who was born with a lot of physical complications, and she lived past her life expectancy, but she died as a teenager. And it's like she was immobile.
Okay.
She couldn't, she was nonverbal,
Right.
was that kind of person. And so that the date that she died was one of the dates that came up for my grandmother. And the second one, I think if I remember correctly, it was when her dad died. Wow. And it's like,
how would
so
it know
interesting.
that?
Exactly.
Like,
exactly. And so it's just so true. And it's so funny we're talking about this because this morning I was talking to a friend of mine who's also in our ongoing challenge group that we have going. And she was saying how after she finished, she just started 80-day obsession with us. And today was cardio core. And that afterwards, when she was down in child pose, she just started crying. She was like, I don't know why. I said, well, girl, you're not alone. I have been there before.
Yeah.
And I said, the thing is, I think when you just
emotion.
work your body so much, you get to those parts of your body that are holding tension and emotion. Yeah. And she mentioned, I've never read this book. So I'm not promoting it, but The Body Keeps the Score or something like that.
Yes.
It is so true.
Yeah. I've had it happen many times during workouts. When I was a fitness competitor, it would just happen. I'd be standing there, tears be streaming down my face. And my coach would just stand there looking at me, and he knew, like, he knew. Happening. Yeah. He was just like, and I would look at him like, I don't know. And he's like, I do. You're just holding emotion. And when you work that hard, you can't grip. And so your body releases it. And he'd be like, go ahead, cry. Just don't stop. You got 6 more reps. And I'm like, okay, fuck you, but all right. But you end up feeling so much better afterwards when you release that. It's so good for you to get, like, to not hold those emotions in. But I'm going to bring up something. I'm not going to say names, but I'm sure you remember a few months ago, I received a message from somebody very close that was telling me why we weren't talking anymore. And they referenced like, oh, I almost hesitate to say this because I don't want people to be like, yeah, Autumn's negative, because I'm really not. Like, I actually work very hard to have a positive mindset. But finding out that my brain is wired for anxiety, like, they were like, oh, you're anxious. Like, that's and PTS from childhood, and that I'm wired as the glass is half empty. So, like, to be as positive as I am is actually,
you're fighting an uphill battle.
An uphill battle. And that person had said to me, was like, oh, sometimes you're negative, even though, like, they would jump in on the negative conversation, or, like, not even the negative, kind of like the, you just vent to friends.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was just thinking about that, and I was like, you can be so judgmental to people. And you're over here thinking, like, Autumn's just venting and feeling this way. But my brain is wired expecting the world to just fucking eat me alive.
Yeah.
And it's like, so you could, like, if you know these things about your friends, you probably could actually have a more helpful conversation with your friends or loved ones, right? Like, we're going to get Dom scanned because Dom has OCD. We know that, anxiety. And I actually think that if he just, we deal with a lot of the stuff with his religion, like with him, and he can't tell, like, well, is God telling me to do a certain thing, or does God want me to do this or not want me to do that? And it's been a battle for like the last year and a half. And because God isn't standing right in front of you and he can answer you, yes, I want you to do that, or I can't, it's very hard for him to wrap his brain around when we say, Dom, that's your OCD. Yeah. You're ruminating on it. That's the other thing. I ruminate a lot, and they can see that. And so Dom heard me explaining it, and he goes, I think if they could show me on the scan that that's what my brain does, I would be able to accept that that's what it was, and that it wasn't God telling me what to do. That's huge.
That's huge.
That's huge. If he can see, so I'm going to take him, I got to just set it up. But if he could just see that, like, yes, this part of your brain is lighting up, it's a little overly active. So and you're ruminating on a thought that isn't a real thing,
then you can do something different with the feelings that you have, because there's a difference from feeling and knowing. And so that's the thing. When you might feel anxious, but when you know it's because you are predisposed to feeling anxiety in scenarios where it's not necessary, then sometimes it lands different.
Yeah. And I have all these times in life. Look, I'm not great at it. Obviously, like we're all a work in progress, but I've definitely had times and periods where when I'm really focusing and working on seeing the good and being positive and focusing on that, then that's obviously the energy I have. And that's what I project, and I feel much better. And inevitably I kind of, if you start to feel good. So just like anything on a health and wellness journey, I feel great. So I don't have to do all the hard work, right? And backslide. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're like, shoot, here I am again, stuck in the sort of like negative place. So like the last month or so, I've really tried to go back to like, let me stop running the worst case scenarios. Let me run the good. Like what? Listen, I know what the best or what the worst could be, but what could the best be? Because the universe is not set up for failure.
Right.
It's not set up that failure is more likely than success. It's really the energy that we put into whatever we're doing, right? Like, unless you're expecting, overnight success, well, okay, it might not be set up for that. But it's like, you could spend all this time thinking about the worst case scenarios, or you could spend all that same effort thinking about what could be the best case scenario. And it's going to leave such a different feeling in your body. Mm-hmm. So I'm just really like, even with the beverage line, I am like, yes, it could not work. I could not get investors, or I could just not get, like I could get investors and not get picked up. I could run the list.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, it could also go amazing. And it could be it could be more than I could ever dream it could be. And then it can go into the food line that I want it to be. And it could be a huge thing, and it could really help people. And it could be this next step in my career of what I want to do and bring and leave in the world.
Yeah.
And when you focus on it like that, it's so much more exciting than, oh shit, this could go really bad really fast.
That's right. I heard something, I don't remember if I've talked about it on here or not, but it said that it takes your brain like 0 seconds to believe a negative thing. Mm-hmm. But it takes it about 15 seconds to believe a positive thing.
Really?
Yeah. And so when so people are like, oh, they see the world crumbling, but it's because they just need to give a little more time of thinking about the positive, and then you'll believe it. But you just have to think on that a little bit more. And so it's a choice that we can all make like this. Every one of us can think about something we're doing or want to have, like me quitting my job. Yeah. The amount of times, even in the last 2 weeks, where I'm like, fuck, stuff could get really bad. It's like, Donald, wait, stuff could also get really good. Yeah. And why are you mourning the loss of something that was not bringing you joy? And why are you limiting the potential of what you can do now and what you have to bring to the world? And like, there's just so much more when you take the action and intention of thinking positively about your circumstance.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of my clients today, and she said, we were talking about nutrition. We were talking about how when something stressful happens, she sees that it's like it's almost a direct going for food and not making good choices. And I was like, something I like to think about is what I can add before I think about what I can take away. And so something you might want to try, I was like, I don't know how you feel about breath work, but if you stopped and just practice I could show you some breathing exercises. Yeah. You can get online and follow some. And then if you still want to go eat the box of cookies, do it. But you might feel, by taking that pause, by just adding the practice of breath work without even intentionally taking something away, that you have more control and feel better about your situation. And just as a freebie, I said, what might really be good is find a song that always makes you feel good, that motivates you, that puts you in a good mood, and do breath work to that. Whenever you're in that moment, just take that one song break, breathing slowly and intentionally, listening to something that makes you feel better, and then you might feel more in control.
Yeah. Or before you go eat the box of cookies, put that song on. It's got to be at least 3 minutes, and sing and dance for 3 minutes, whatever, that makes you feel good. And at the end of the song, if you still want it, all right, well, then that's your choice. Understand, consequences of it. It's so funny though, because I actually talked about that in our group today. our big 80-day obsession group, I was talking about, because it just started and people were like, I'm really good on the fitness. I'm solid on the fitness. I'm struggling with the nutrition a little bit. And I was like, okay, let me give some tips. Tracking, really, because if you're not tracking, you don't really know if you're on point or not. Like if you're going to put in all the effort, it's not that long to track. But then I was like, listen, we all emotionally, your girl does it too. But like I said, here's one thing that I have learned to do over the years. And I got to tell you, 99% of the time, it works. And I make the choice not to go have the food that's going to not be on my plan. Not because I'm restricting myself, but because I give myself a split second to know that that's not going to help. And I was like, here's all I do. If I'm emotional and I'm about to go, I'm a sweets girl. So it's usually something, piece of chocolate, something, whatever. I'm like, I could be literally walking to the pantry to get it. And I make myself stop. And this is just something you have to practice. And I just say, is this going to change anything? I just ask myself that one question. Is it going to change anything? Is it going to change the hard day I had at work? No, the day already happened. It's over. Is it going to change the fact that I got broken up with? Nope. Already happened. Not going to change it. Is it going to change, if I'm missing whatever? No. And then I'm like, well, then
what the fuck?
Yeah. Am I hungry? Because then I will ask myself that follow-up question. Am I hungry? No. Then go sit your ass back down or go do breath work or go take a walk or go get in the tub or go do something skincare routine. Like go do anything else that will actually make you feel a little better, like taking care of yourself. And then, but also if I'm like, no, it won't help, but I just want it, then I'll let myself have it.
Yeah.
But usually I'll have less. But I would rather choose the quote unquote junk food, the less than healthy food, just because Dom, you want to go get ice cream today? Let's go get ice cream. I'm just making the conscious choice. It's not because I'm emotional. It's because I just want to go do something and bond with my son.
Yeah.
That's where I want to make that choice from.
100%.
Not from the worst day ever, need to unwind, need to numb, let me have cocktails.
Well, I was going to say, I think it's the same with drinking. Like, I don't ever want to drink because I'm in a really bad place and I need to drink to feel better.
Right.
And I know that's why a lot of people do. I've never really done that with alcohol, but food, I have done that with.
Yes, same.
And really talk about the body and your emotions being connected. Really what my body is craving are those good brain juices to release.
Yeah.
You know
looking
what
for
I mean?
that little
and so
hit.
Dopamine.
Yeah.
And so getting that food does that. But it also
for 5
me,
seconds,
and then it makes me feel
awful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, what are other things you can do that release that? Because if you want, like I also said to one of my clients, I was like, you know what, you can have sweets, but you should make a deal with yourself that you're not going to have them when you're hungry. That should be a treat that you have, but not what you're eating to
fuel your body.
Exactly.
Yeah, when you're hungry, your body needs nutrients, not sugar.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so it's like if you're going after something because of that need, then I really just thinking of what you can add to help. But I digress. I love the science and the more and more that we learn. Like 10 years ago, I was doing the foot bath and the quantum physics machine and hearing about your brain scan. It's such a good reminder and it gives us tools.
Yes.
Even if someone doesn't have the accessibility or resources to have their brain scanned, having this conversation, realizing, okay, I might be feeling this way because it's something just the way I'm conditioned to feel.
Right.
So knowing that, can it change the way I respond and the way I act?
Yeah, it's huge. Like I said. And then for me, they were like, oh, these areas that have a little less blood flow, like, great, here's 3 supplements we want you to take for 6 months and then we'll scan again. It should improve it. But the exercise, it was so funny too, because she said, I'm on one test, it was like, no, you're not prone to ADD. But then when they scanned, so that was one of the tests, like on the computer, but when they scanned my brain, there was a part that was lit up that was like, oh, you actually do have a little bit harder time. Like I can either be really hyper focused, but then also I could be triggered easily. And if somebody tries to distract me when I'm focused, I'm like, no. Yeah. But she was like, okay, things you can do to train this part of your brain. She's like, dance, Pilates, pickleball, hand-eye coordination, like if you're following somebody. And I was like, well, I teach Pilates. I play pickleball with my son all the time. And I grew up dancing. So, and she's like, yeah. And she goes, you feel better in movement, don't you? And I was like, yeah. She goes, yeah, you need to be busy all the time. Your brain calms down when you're busy. But when you're at rest, your brain never turns off. She's like, you have a hard time with that, don't you? And I was like, And it's not like, oh, that's just an emotional thing. It's like, no, that's how the blood is flowing.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, no, I think my best. That's why I love to think on walks.
Yeah.
Like if I'm stuck in a problem or like trying to think of something when I'm writing a workout program, I will go take a walk and I'll take the notes in my phone. Because if I'm in motion, I can focus and get to the solution.
If I take a phone call that's not a video call, I am pacing.
That pool has miles around it.
Yeah, it's like, I'm walking. I'm getting things done. I'm literally a circle in my living room of my apartment.
I'll do laundry while I'm on the phone with you.
Yes.
Like shit gets done.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
It's fascinating.
I think movement is something, I think the reason a lot of people think they don't like movement is because the only movement they do is like
hard,
or like taxing, like getting up, going to work, running the kids, cleaning the house. And so when you sit down, that's your reward. But when you find, it doesn't even have to be a quote workout when you get started, but when you find an action and you start to tap into that feel good kind of movement, you're like, bitch, this is like a superpower I didn't even know I had. So I think it's, but I still also, for transparency, I am the one sitting on the couch and Nell's like, you want to take a walk?
Oh,
I'm
no,
like,
Justin, your boyfriend is next level. Okay.
Right.
Where I'm still swallowing my last bite of food and Nell's like, I want to walk. I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
Like, let me finish.
Yes. Like, babe, let's do some recovery. I'm like, while we're watching this movie.
I'm trying to follow the plot.
I'm like, I'll cheer you on. But it
He's
is.
like at the Theragun.
Yeah.
You're like, I can't hear.
Right. Right.
Oh, I love him so much.
Me too. I need someone like him.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
It balances you out. I just think, I mean, God, what if you had to hand somebody your brain scan before you started dating them? And be like, red flag.
That's an idea.
So, well, here's the funny thing. The whole reason I went to Amen Clinics, Dr. Amen. He's on social media. You can find him. He's awesome. When I was getting my stem cells, I read his wife's book, and it's just about her life growing up and really finding her career, meeting him, all these things. And she's talking about her brain health and how she had at one point, I think, got put on like Prozac or something and ended up making like kind of dangerous decisions because it actually like turned off a part of her brain like that was already sluggish. So like things that should have been cautioned, like, don't go to another country with a guy you just met yesterday. Like she was doing the things.
Yeah.
Because that part of the Prozac was making her brain even more sleepy. And she talks about when she met her now husband, Dr. Amen, like brain doctor. He's a psychiatrist, but he's studied brains like since the 70s. And like I think maybe a few weeks into dating or something, he asked her if he could scan her brain. And, you know, like she let him, obviously. And then he explained to her, like, oh, I see this and this and blah, blah, blah. And then talks about the fact that, like, when their daughters got engaged, like when they would start dating somebody, within weeks, he would want to scan the guy's brain.
Wow.
Like, he's not worried about, like, looking up your blah, blah, blah history. He wants to know what your brain is doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fascinating.
It just gives you and people around you information on, like, what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Like like in a good way. There's so many people live their life wishing that they could be like so-and-so, but they're setting themselves up for failure because you just have a different makeup in your brain.
I feel that way about all of it, like all the genetic testing I've had. And I understand that I am in a position where I can afford these things. And that's why I'm saying it's frustrating that it is not available to everybody. Knowing my genetic predispositions, like knowing my gene mutations. One of the biggest reasons I wanted my brain scanned was because I have a double mutation, meaning I got a mutated gene from my mom and my dad, which is like the double whammy. That is not what you want. I got it for Alzheimer's and dementia.
Oh, girl.
That is scary. That is so scary to me.
Yeah.
Like so scary. So obviously taking care of my brain health and she said, she was like, okay, when she was pointing out, she's like, this part of your brain, she's like, you have really good blood flow. And that's like your memory and stuff. And she's like, so I'm really happy to see that because we don't have to worry No, there's no sign that like you're struggling to access your memories, which would be like an initial dementia, Alzheimer's thing. That to me is a huge deal. But also like knowing that I have that genetic mutation, obviously I want to take better care of my like anti-inflammatory, move my body, eat healthy, don't drink, all the things so that I'm not exacerbating that condition. Yeah. I know that I have a genetic mutation that makes me prone to diabetes. Like I can't. Like some people can eat the sugar and they like my nephew's got a 6-pack. This kid eats terrible. I love you, Cade, but Jesus, when he eats, I'm like, oh, you're literally dying inside right now. I mean, he's 20, but if I did that, like, first of all, I would gain 5 pounds just watching him eat like that. But also I have that predisposition to diabetes. That's dangerous. Like, I don't want to deal with that. So I'm going to be careful about my sugar consumption. Yeah. Whereas some people will look at it and judge, oh, you're so restrictive on yourself. I'm just trying not to have diabetes.
Right. Yeah.
But if you knew that, you would make different choices. So I did not expect our conversation to end up here today.
I know, but I'm loving it.
But I love it.
And I don't think you're restrictive on yourself.
No, I'm not at all.
I will say, like, I know you. I've known you very well for almost 10 years. Exactly. And you enjoy within reason, everyone has bad days and good days, but you're like the way you eat and your boundaries around alcohol aren't like, oh, I really want this. You're connected to what feels good to you, to what feels good to your body. I was thinking about that because I did drink more than usual while I was in Ohio. And I also felt this little undertone of anxiety the whole time. And I was like, why am I feeling this? And after the trip, I was like, obviously that's why. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like under-rested, like not getting enough sleep. Also, when you drink, your body's not resting when you sleep.
No.
Like if my wearable ring is a dupe. It's not an Aura ring. Yeah. Nell has the Aura ring and it gives him so much information. And if we have a night, go out, have drinks, his like recovery is non-existent.
So bad.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm always with my Aura ring. I'm always like, oh, shut up. Like, I'm like, what do you know? But then I'm like, a lot.
Girl, I'd be like,
it's like, oh, you're resting
taking my ring off.
No, seriously.
Like a cheater. Like,
yeah, I know.
I don't want to know tonight.
Yeah. Like, I hate when I open it and it was like, oh, your heart rate took longer to go down. Did you eat late? I'm like, screw you. I was hungry.
I'm like, well, technically it was early because it was after midnight.
Yeah. Late. Define
on a
late.
Technicality.
Yeah. But it is like, it's fascinating that it can see those things.
Yeah.
And but yeah, like you said, so many people will have alcohol or wine, especially wine, right? Because they're like, oh, I need to sleep tonight. You're not really resting. Like kind of, you feel like it knocked you out, but then you wake up and you're like,
yeah,
you need some toothpicks.
Exactly.
Hold those eyes open.
Right. It's like, oh God.
Can we go back to bed and do take 2? We'll do this tomorrow.
Honestly, there was one morning that I was in Ohio. I was like, they're trying to get you down. Don't let them bring you back. Don't let them take you back to where you used to be. But it was really fun.
That's awesome. Okay. So September. We've got my birthday coming up. We're going to figure it out. Oh, you made a joke, but I know you and I have talked about this. So I want to pose it to all of our people. Do they want, like we've talked about you and I now doing live events of some sort.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think, you guys? Would you want a live event from me and D? And when I say live event, I mean like a one-day thing. Like maybe we would travel a little bit and do like a workout, and maybe we would do a live recording of a podcast and Q&As, photos. That's one option. But we've also talked about, I have my house in Florida, my second house. It's been on the market for a minute. It has not sold yet, but we've talked about, because it's a big house, possibly doing like a 3-day retreat there. Would you want to retreat with me and D? And that would be like more like fun. We'd all be in the house together. We'd cook together. We'll do food. We would do fun things. Obviously, the one-day event, that ticket price would be much more affordable than a different price point. I don't want to say affordable. It's not like we're gonna, but like different than multiple day
different thing.
retreat. Yeah. So email us everything'sperfectpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know. One, the other, both.
That's right.
Where? What would you like those events to include? Because we
can't wait to meet y'all. Really.
Yeah, really. Like you guys are our besties here, but we would love to meet y'all in person. So let us know.
Yes.
In the meantime, like, subscribe, follow. Don't forget to leave a comment. that will never come out.
Never not be spooky.
It will never not be spooky. Oh, one other thing before we wrap this up. I know it's September, and so Halloween's a ways away. But in October, I feel like you and I got to do some costumes. We can't do like one costume. We're going to need to do different Halloween costumes.
Okay.
For October.
So, I mean, the room is going to be set up for it automatically. Every time we walk in. If you guys, I don't know if we've talked about this recording, but every time we come in here, I walked in here just with my arm going up and down trying to get the spider webs because this place.
We don't know why. We're in here every week. The air conditioning is on. The doors are closed. But when we say spider webs, we mean like we're walking through it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So yeah, we're set up for Halloween already. We're going to need to restock some snacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
live event, retreats, Halloween costume ideas. Throw those at us too. And we will see you guys next week.
See ya.